Hello, welcome Solex Nation. Have you heard about the promotion that we are having right now?
Yeah, we announced it last week. It is a buy two, get one on all supplements. That's effectively like 33% off. If there is a supplement that you like from Solex, now's the time to get it.
That's right. So buy two, get one free, all supplements. Also running right now is our August enrollment incentive.
Yeah, if you bring somebody to Solex, share Solex with somebody else and they come to Solex with one of those bundles and a subscription, they will get the Biome product for free.
That's right.
This is a great product. It's got a lot of value. People have loved it from day one. They use it kind of as the constant in helping the digestive system be in balance, right?
That's right. And you want to know what is crazy is that's about it for our announcements.
Yeah.
Something fun though that we want to announce is it's that time of the month that we get to announce the ranks for last month. All those people who have gone up in rank for the month of July. Let's check it out.
I love that list. I say it every time. These people work so consistently in working their business and in sharing products that they love with other people. They didn't just do it 1 month. This wasn't a flash in the pan. This wasn't a one-time success. They did it consistently over 3 months to hit those rank improvements. And obviously with the gold, the silvers that were on there, and even the bronzes, you do that over and over and over again to go up in higher ranks.
That's
Great
right.
job, everybody on those lists.
Congratulations. All right, we had some top enrollers for last week, and this is August 4th through August 10th.
Yes, and we have a tie with some heavy hitters.
Yeah, we have two heavy hitters that tied for second. The first one is Simmons Holistics, Inc.
And Paige Wheeler, great job. Always recruiting, always sharing, always out there grinding, doing everything they can think
They
of.
both are, yep.
To talk to people about the benefits of the different offerings from Solex. But in first place, a solo here, and she's gonna get a 6-pack of AO scan passes.
That's right.
This is Libby Sterling. Congratulations, Libby. Great job. I don't think we've seen that name.
No,
before.
Libby Sterling is from Australia, so congratulations to you, Libby. Okay, we had a contest last week.
We did.
We asked you. We had a conversation. You and Nadya had a conversation about frequency and energy. If you haven't seen it yet, go check that conversation out. That's just part 1. We're going to do part 2 today. We want to know, what do you want to know about frequency and energy?
And what are we giving them?
We're giving you Cephi dots.
Oh,
yes.
Cephi dots to carry your frequencies with you. Lucy Chapin, not bad.
She answers them all the
too.
time. Yeah, just like Sabrina Gonder.
And she says that this was a challenging question and made me stop and think. Solex has done an amazing job on training at so many levels. I like learning about the body as a whole and how one part affects another. The eyes and dental from Deb Bruce were powerful. I would be interested in learning about quantum entanglement and frequencies. Woo! Now we're getting into some heavy duty stuff. I love that.
Yeah,
that's great. I want to do that. I want to learn too. That's great stuff.
I love it. Next one, Connie Rose. I would love to hear more about the history of the frequencies used in our AO scan software. I use this technology multiple times a day and I love it. Thank you, Lauren, and thank you, Solex.
Yeah, the history is deep. I mean, it goes way back. I mean, and Lauren has talked about this before about how at least our base, our blueprint, the frequencies that we have that are just solid, right? Nobody else in the world can have them. And these were tested by quantum physicists and a bunch of other scientists on real people, right? Getting the right frequency of the different areas of the body. They documented all those because they were very interested. This was way back in the cosmonaut days, right? They were sending somebody into space. They're like, how do we know if nobody's ever done this before? How do we know if they're gonna be okay? And this was their way to, well, through frequency, we can have an idea of how the different areas of the body are doing. And so they ventured into this. Now the Russians did it, so did the Spanish, so did the Japanese, the Germans, and so many others have done it. But we love all of the grinding, brilliant work that we were able to not only receive through Lauren and his efforts, but then update through the algorithmic work to improve and expand those frequencies to others and other areas.
Just so you know, these frequencies are not available. They're not on the World Wide Web. They are not out there. These are locked down, owned by Solex.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to chat GPT yourself to those frequencies
You can
because they
pretend
had to be studied.
You can pretend to.
Yeah, they had to
but
be studied. They had to be learned.
They're not valid on ChatGPT.
Yeah, so we love it. That's a little drop in the bucket. We'll get Lauren on here again and talk about the history and how it came to be. Love that one. All right, conscious evolution.
Tracy Hill.
Tracy, does anybody really understand quantum physics?
No.
Yeah, the truth is even quantum physicists say they know enough that it exists, but no quantum physicists can even say they understand what it is. And that's fascinating to me. I love the ability to understand that it exists, but to be able to say that you can harness it. Now, the parts that you can exist, you might be able to do something with. But in order to understand all of what it is, no. They even say, the very top echelon of expertise says, no, we don't really grasp the whole thing. I'd love to know how to help non-sciencey people understand the scanner. I tend to get technical. Oh, so do I, Tracy. I tend to talk too much and get too technical.
You don't talk too much.
But you know, the one things that always seem to relate with other people, and we should talk more about this, and I think Nadya does a great job talking about just the analogies, right? The real world, tangible stuff that we get to see every day. What is that like when you're talking about energy passing through or giving off or radiating or receiving and being influenced by it?
Talking about the things that people understand and relating it to the scanner.
Yeah, powerful
Real world
stuff.
examples. Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, congratulations, the three of you. We will send you your Cepheid dots. And now let's watch part 2 of a conversation about frequency and energy.
I went right after attacking the Lyme and went hardcore. I'm like, I'm going to get rid of this. I have kids, blah, blah, blah. And it got worse because I didn't know what I know now. Like, you have to open up your digestive system. You have to, there's an order to do it. And you can't go right after killing pathogens sometimes without having. But it was an aha moment because I knew frequencies worked. Right?
Why did you choose the rifle machine? Why was that even in the realm of possibility? Was it just because everybody was like, no, it doesn't exist, doesn't matter, and you're like, I know something's wrong here.
I mean,
somebody has
kids,
to,
young kids, I have to figure it out, right?
Right. And that actually seems to be a common pathway towards acceptance, right? Is
you're desperate.
I have to reach a point of desperation where look, I'm fine with tangible until the tangible tells me something that is not jiving with what I am. Meaning, I know something's wrong. Nobody can tell me that something's wrong. And nobody believes me even that something's wrong. So I have to find somebody who's thought outside the box with something else. Right. And then I can start to learn. And if the thing is, if there wasn't an efficacious, good or bad, right? The fact that it got worse told you something was happening.
Well, yeah, I knew it worked.
Right, you knew it worked.
I knew the frequencies were attacking the Lyme and pathogens and everything. So that was my uh-oh moment. Even though it was an aha also, right? It was, yeah.
How did you navigate that? Why did that, it opened your eyes that there were other opportunities for wellness, right?
Right. Then I got into laser acupuncture, kind of went down that line. That's all energy.
Yeah.
Started studying under someone. I got a PMF mat. So, I kind of got into that and then just went slower and more gently.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's not like there's a master, I'm not going to discount anything as far as education goes, but it seems like we're, at least on the Western side of the world, where we're coming from a very tangible environment to a less tangible environment, that the learning is still pretty green.
It is.
Right? You have pioneers on so many forefronts that are saying, no, you guys, there's solutions in light, there's solutions in magnetic, there's solutions in
And Europe
in
is so far ahead of us.
Europe is too.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
They're using it in some hospitals.
Yep.
They use it, big C words.
Yep. Yep.
It's crazy.
It is. Oh, well, crazy.
It's crazy. We
And
had
I love
that
that.
conversation too.
Okay. It's true because you go through that and you have the life experience and you can have the experience of looking at that, whether it's good or bad. And it's similar to having the experience with AO scan technology of having the scan with Lauren as this is ridiculous. This is crazy, right? And it's interesting because crazy is often a term assigned to the unknown.
Yes.
Right? To the people who believe something that's like,
Loony,
well,
woo-woo.
yeah, I don't get that. Woo-woo. Oh, that's just crazy. And I'm repentant of this because I definitely probably made the mistake of thinking that that's crazy before. Like
Yeah.
people are out of their minds thinking that way. And I don't mean to be offensive at all.
Right.
In that other than it was
Just lack of education.
it was ignorance.
Yes.
It's absolute ignorance on my part to assign a label to something that I did not understand yet. And that's where the key is I didn't understand it. But if I was willing to try to understand it, then I could assign a crazy after I learned enough about it to say whether
Right.
this is real or not. And obviously my story is that it is real. And
But
I
I think
do
that's
understand.
common. I think you hit on a point. I think a lot of people that are drawn to these alternative things are struggling.
Yeah.
You weren't struggling so
I
much.
wasn't.
Not
Yeah.
well, me a pain,
Well,
but
yeah.
it wasn't desperation. But I think, but they also want to know. I feel like they're very analytical, a lot of people.
Yeah.
So they really do need to have that aha moment. Don't you feel like a lot of people, they want to know? They were like, what's a 9? What's a 1? What's a...
Yes.
Just like go to the classic version. It's green and red is much easier.
It's true, but I think that curiosity, continued curiosity, is so welcome, as long as it doesn't become something that you're like using it as a discounting the whole thing. Because there was an initial aha or uh-oh moment that got you there in the first place.
Right.
Here's an interesting thing. My son-in-law, so working in my garage, I have some tools for him. He's changing the rotors on his car, and he's like having to, work through this process, and it strained his muscle. Like he had to like work really hard at this one bolt, and it just was really tight. And for days afterwards, he's just throbbing on his right chest. And a few days ago, on his own. Now, this is where I know I'm succeeding as a parent, even to
Right.
in son-in-laws, right? Is that they are hearing what Shelby and I are talking about, and they're at least exploring it, right? I mean, I think he's an open-minded kind of kid, and he's very smart. But sometimes the challenge with that is like they need to know before they try,
Yes.
instead of there's nothing.
And they have to want to try.
They have to want to try.
Hard. You can't force something.
You
An
can't.
adult.
There has to be some degree of acceptance, and especially with your adult children, it's like,
Yes.
I've lost the ability to tell you what to do. I'm only left with persuading you at this point, right? And that's totally where we are. But I'm sitting there, I'm visiting with my grandkids, and he turns to me and he goes, Kai, look at this. He has the scanner on his phone because he has access to the scanner because we promote our kids to like,
Yeah.
you gotta do this, right? And he's saying, I scanned myself, and here on my chest, right here, it's coming up with 1s and 9s red. And I'm like, yeah, isn't that interesting? And he just like jaw dropped. I mean, he's already had several of these experiences already with
Right.
his kids, with his wife, and things like that. But it was one of those things where he says, and he used the word. He goes, "That's crazy." But it's a different crazy. It wasn't
Right.
that they're crazy because they're
amazing
thinking
crazy.
that is so amazing.
Yeah.
That the scanner knew something about me that I am experiencing right here at this moment, and it's giving me information that's confirming and validating to me. So, and not that, I mean, of course, now do something with that,
Right.
right?
But how long did it take for him to get there? Roughly, like a year, 2 years, until
Yeah.
he had that.
Well, so he's, it probably.
You know what I mean? Sometimes people need little.
That's a great question. So I think they've been married 4 or 5 years now, and we've been at Solex this whole time, and so it was like right there. I'll say he probably had his first experience a good maybe year into knowing about this.
Because I think that's an interesting concept, is that people have to be ready to accept, to be open enough to hear it. There are a lot of people that are not ready at a certain time when they get that first scan. And I'm not in the business of convincing somebody.
Yeah.
I'll provide the experience. I'll talk about my own experience. And then if they're open enough, then I'll present more. But if someone gives me that's crazy look, not the you're crazy,
you're
but
crazy.
Exactly. Then, it's just like, okay, they're just not ready. I don't take it personal. It's just like they're just not in the right space and time.
How do you not take it personal? Because sometimes like when you share with someone and they're like very discounting, for some of us, it's hard to like...
I say exactly that. I say, that's all right. It works for me. It works for a lot of people. Maybe you're just not ready to hear it.
Okay. Yeah. And
then that also gives them information, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, the door's still open.
Yeah. The door's still open.
Yeah.
It doesn't change what I believe about what I've offered to you. But the information being given to you maybe will have its time and place down the road.
Yeah.
Have you found that people have ever come back down the road after they've...
Yeah. I had someone just this morning.
Really?
Yeah. She was signed up. I think she tried a month and she just wasn't ready for it. And she messaged me. She's like, okay, I'm ready to give it a try again.
Interesting.
And then I had someone I scanned 3 years ago call me. I can't remember what month that was. But she's like, okay, I want to know more.
You know what's really interesting about that is marketing. Our marketing team does a lot of work to try and see how people are. They don't try to be intrusive, but they try and figure out, if someone's having a tough time with the scanner, or if there's something that people like or don't like more than other parts. And one of the things that they do is they of course ask people if they have to leave the scanner for a time. What were some of the reasons why? Right. But even it's like kind of the normal survey experience but would you recommend it to somebody else? And the fascinating thing is a significant double-digit, consistent, I would love to still recommend this to somebody else.
Oh, that's
and they're
interesting.
leaving.
I never knew that.
And they're saying, hey, look, I can't do it right now.
Right.
That the in between the lines, reading that to me means a lot, because it means that it wasn't a belief thing. It might be some other commonly it's another circumstance, but they still are willing to share with us, to talk positively about the AO scan experience that they've had.
Right. Because
they can't necessarily deny it, right?
Right.
It's interesting. I think everybody knows when they're lying to themselves, right? Mm-hmm. I think everybody
well, sometimes, not everybody.
I think I could try and convince myself that the story's true.
Right.
Right? But in order to convince myself that the story was true, I had to first recognize that it wasn't true. Right? In order to tell myself the story that it's true.
Yes.
I know when I've had an experience and that experience was real. Right? Mm-hmm. The information coming back in the scanner was real.
Right.
My son-in-law's experience coming back from the scanner was real. With my back was real. Our dogs on just this last 4th of July, right?
Right.
Shelby and I do this experiment every 4th of July. My dog's name's Freya. Her dog's name is Magnus. And you hear the fireworks starting, and she's like, okay, you got Freya? I got my... Legit, the dogs are in the closet, buried underneath the clothes. Mm-hmm. They're just hiding out, trying to be in the quietest cave they can make. Mm-hmm. And when we have our playlists, right? Start the playlist. Freya's my target. Magnus is her target. And we just don't say a word. We don't try and coax them out. Mm-hmm. We don't try and, there's no food, there's nothing. We just see what happens. What happens this last year? I noticed, Freya's kind of...
Of course, there was a contest, I know, between you two.
Freya, yes.
Who won?
Freya
Just tell us who won.
So I would say that Shelby won.
Oh, Shelby, did you hear that?
Well, Shelby won.
Okay.
But here's the thing, is my dog, she is the sweetest sweetheart, but she's kind of dumb.
Don't say that. She'll hear you.
Yeah. Okay, so she's kind of not aware. Okay, so she was the first to mosey out, but not be content, right?
Oh, so that's why you had the little qualifier. I guess Shelby won.
Magnus came out, got it right on the couch and sat and just cuddled next to her, and just like the normal night.
Yeah.
And I find that it's fascinating, because you have, again, how many of these experiences can we have? And we're sitting here going, If you have an experience,
That's
know
crazy.
that it's because it's crazy.
Yeah.
It really is crazy. And I love that about the AO scan technology. If there is a core experience to have, it's the first one. It is, and then what do you do after you have the first one?
Right.
Go have another one. What do you find fascinating when you use the AO scan technology nowadays? You've used it for years.
I'm still learning, and again, I love to learn.
Okay.
I feel like every time I go into homeopathics by symptoms, I find something new, even though I probably have scanned by it, or every time I go into AO tunes. I just love it that I'm just always learning.
There's always something.
Or something comes up on my comprehensive database. I'm like, what's that? And I go out and I'm like, oh, and I can connect dots. And
Okay. Have you had a that's crazy moment recently?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us.
Okay, so it was for a friend, and they were having severe cramping. They were going to go to the hospital up in the liver, gallbladder, kidney area. And this person was diabetic and had previously had gout. So gout came up on the extended comprehensive database.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I already had a gout playlist for her, and I put it on, and she called in 5 minutes and said, "What did you do?" Because when I get a message saying, "Can you do your magic?" This is what she calls it. "Can you do your magic on me?" I'm like, okay.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do my magic. Somebody like that is interesting to me because can you do your magic, right? Which is a little, not saying crazy, but
That's
it's
kind of
crazy,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why did those people still come to you? Why do they come to you for help?
Because it works.
Because it works. And that, I think, in the end becomes the real experience. If someone would be willing to at least be open to an experience, whether their timing is right, that will be kind of the on-off switch, right?
Yeah.
Is the timing right for them, or is the timing not right for them? Am I open to receiving the information that I'm going to be provided with, or am I not right now?
Right.
And if I'm open, I understand the things that work.
Right.
And if the things that work, I might not be able to explain it, but it doesn't mean that I can't trust it. It doesn't mean that I can't believe it. It doesn't mean that I can't use it, right?
Yeah. I think it's also, I'm getting better about changing what I say who I'm talking to.
Okay.
Like I was talking to someone who does Reiki. So I went right to inner voice, and then I went right to chakras. So I'm trying to get better about knowing my audience, knowing what I think they will want to hear. And rather than going over every single section, go to the one that's going to pique their interest.
You know, that's really interesting. I think one of the things that I've tried to do, at least when I'm talking to a new person, because you get the question, I get the question, what is it you do, right?
Right.
And what is that?
And then there's always a pause.
Oh, there always is a pause.
What do I say?
Yeah, there's always a pause.
And that makes it worse when you pause, right?
Well, it's interesting. What I've started to try and get comfortable with is trying to say less. It's a real effort for me sometimes.
I'm kidding.
But that is true. I know, and I know it's a problem.
I have a problem with it, too.
I am getting treated for it. It's an issue. But by saying less in those new interactions, right, around energy, around frequency, and of course around the AO scan technology, if I try to be more succinct, if I try to say less
is more.
I find in the in-between how inquisitive that person is. If they're inquisitive, there's a degree of openness.
Right.
If there's a degree of openness, then it leads to the opportunity to have a scan. And if they have a scan, then it opens the doors wide open.
Exactly.
Every time I've done that more recently, it seems to be more effective. Because I can learn earlier on in the conversation whether they're going to be open or whether they're just asking, what do you do?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's nice, bye. You know?
Yeah, a light bulb goes on or not.
Yes.
I mean, it's very obvious to me.
Yeah. And those people where the light bulb does go on, meaning, okay, that's intriguing. I've never heard of that. That sounds different. But I do want to know more. And when they want to know more, they're primed for a great experience. When they have a great experience, when they have an experience, then all the work is done. I really think that the AO scan technology, like, it will do most of the work for new people.
I would
If
disagree.
they would be willing, if they'd be willing to allow it to happen to them.
If they'd be willing to. Yes.
If I'm willing to have a scan and I'm willing to read the results of that scan, I will find something that resonates with me.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because there's also people that it resonates, but they just want to dive into the details. What do I do for B12?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then you're just like, they're hanging on that. And then they're like, why did bed bugs come up? You have all these strange things and they're so hyper-focused. Or
It's true.
men, I don't mean, but all men look at is the prostate.
Yeah.
That's what they see and it's like,
Well,
what's happening?
I have when somebody's reached the point of like being willing to scan and we do something other than an inner voice. If we do like a vitals, or I usually won't go to a comprehensive. I just don't usually unless there's something very specific. But
Lauren knew you well enough.
Oh yeah, he did. He knew what I wanted. Like, don't give me little breadcrumbs here. Give me the whole sandwich. But some people, you can read them right, and it's okay. You're gonna see this report now, and you're not gonna die. Right? It's not telling you you're gonna die. It's just information, right? Because a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, there's so much red on this page. And it's like, yeah, well, and then but the cool thing is that leads to a great conversation about what is actually the information being presented to you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it chemical? Is it frequency?
Right.
And then they get to go down an even better path about that there are other parts to our well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So true.
Nadya, you are a pro.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
If you didn't know, she has another book out.
Oh, I do.
Almost. She knows her stuff. She's been such a great help to Solix in so many ways, and she really is. I'll say this: she's as kind a person for her knowledge and breadth of knowledge that there is out there.
Oh, thank you.
And I think that if you feel like, oh, but there's somebody else, I can never be what that person is because they're so brilliant. It's true. She's absolutely brilliant. But she would be the first person to tell you that if she's here, you can be here too.
100%.
And that is an absolute treasure. I'm a big fan that everybody has their own personal brilliance, their own personal genius that they can really thrive in. And I think AO scan technology, one of the things I've always loved from that first scan, is that this just helps unfold more of what I can be, and what everybody can be in that process. And so thanks for having this conversation.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun for me too.
Yeah.
That was a great conversation with you and Nadya. I always love having Nadya here.
Yeah.
She knows so much about frequency and energy, and she can get out there. Even she says it. She can get out there, but she also is so grounded in reality, and I adore her.
Like so many of our Solix people, she has just a solid heart.
Oh yeah.
She has a great heart, and she approaches so many things with such kindness and is willing to look at the big picture, and I love that. I love her approach, and she's so good at it. Now it's giveaway time. So this is the time of the call where after the live chat, you comment, answer the question, and next week we draw 3 people to win some stuff.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So what are we asking them this week?
We want to know, what is your most standout AO scan experience?
Ooh, that's a really good one. I bet there will be plenty of people that have, well, there's this one, and there's this one, and there's that one.
Yeah, so choose your
But
most standout.
Yeah, and say, give us
Yeah.
that testimony, give us that feedback, and we're gonna give away a product that is a standout product for me.
And gives you a standout experience.
Yes, it's Pulse. Pulse is the circulating system booster.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it helps to expand, soften the inner lining of the vascular network in order to have flexibility and pliability in there so that it actually takes a load of pressure off of the heart and the arteries, but it also allows the blood and all the nutrient to get to the end of the row. And when you do it right, as you do it right, the niacin impact can create. We weren't timid with niacin. Niacin can give a flush A lot of people will get what's called like a sunburn or a sensitive skin, or they think they're getting a reaction. And that is a reaction. It's actually a very positive reaction that the body needs as it vasodilates and creates that flow of nutrient throughout the entire body. Pulse is a standout product. It's a standout experience product. So what is your AO scan standout experience? Give us the comments, note them here, and we'll pick 3 winners next week.
That's right. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful week.
It's a real effort for me sometimes trying to say less.
I have to be honest, when somebody first said that, I'm like, well, that's perfect because Casio's going to talk.
Yeah, it's Shelby, you're like, yes, as long as Ty's involved.
Sure, I'll do it.
We'll do 15 minutes and he'll do 10.